What's going on, Internet? Welcome back to another episode of the Nerd Locker podcast. I'm Brandon,
And I'm Jimmy.
and sorry for the absence, but we're back. It was mostly my fault. I've been relocating, and it's been a lot, but settled, and we're ready to talk about some nerd shit.
I'll be honest, I didn't want to talk to anybody, so I blame Brandon, but I didn't want to talk to anybody.
Jim is just taking a vow of silence there, so it's a little tough to do a podcast when you won't speak.
Yeah, but I'm back with Brandon.
Here we are. I guess, what do you want to start with?
Stuff. You know what? I know this is true to your heart, and this is how long we've been doing Nerd Locker. We have Batman casting news again. And if you guys aren't familiar, the last time we had it, Brandon, I believe, you can correct me, obviously, that you were leaving the movie theater from a preview screening with Chase and found out that Ben Affleck was going to be the new Batman.
I don't even, I remember my review for that movie was so half-assed, too. Because it's like, we leave, credits are rolling, everything's dope, and it's like, I literally hop on my phone, I've been tagged and shit like 3 times, and I open Facebook, and it's like, Ben Affleck has been cast as Batman. I'm like, what's the date, Chase? And it wasn't April 1st. And I had a little bit of a reaction to that news.
He had a Britney Spears, I don't remember the girl's name, but a Britney Spears.
Leave Britney alone.
Yeah.
I was leave Batman alone. And I still stand by that.
It's hard because the writing was like so bad. I don't know if you can blame Ben, but God, the writing for those movies were so bad.
That might be fair. Like if he was given a solid script, I love his costume. I still think the costume's great. I just think the rest of it was complete trash.
Is it weird that I'd like to say his best appearance as Batman was in Suicide Squad?
Because he appeared as Bruce Wayne and not Batman.
Yeah, because he was in it so short and he really couldn't mess anything up. The writing, I guess.
He's like, all I have to say is just like, I know some people, or whatever the fuck that line was.
Well, wasn't he on the top of the car too?
Oh, you know what? He was real quick.
See?
Yeah, you're right.
So he got to do both.
That was good.
The Academy Award-winning Suicide Squad.
The Academy Award-winning movie, Suicide Squad. Well, with Batman, we have potential new Batman news. That I saw you tag me in it. I saw everybody wanting to know what I thought as soon as it got possibly announced. But our favorite vampire, Robert Pattinson, is it Pattinson? It's Pattinson, right?
Sure.
Whatever. Might be playing Batman in the next Matt Reeves Batman movie, which is supposed to be a prequel. So he'll be young Batman.
Which is, honestly, I have no idea what they were thinking when they went like...
You have no idea what they were thinking?
I know, right? When they went old man, and it's like, wait a minute, you like skipped a lot of history here. You can't just do that. I know nobody really needs an origin story for Batman, but why is he old, angry, killing people already? That's ridiculous.
Zack Snyder should not have touched that fucking franchise. And he can't. I don't know if you saw it. He came out a little while ago and was like, grow the fuck up. Batman kills people. Like, grow up. And I'm like, no, you're fucking lazy. Like, the whole thing that makes these characters, like, it's easy to just be like, all right, we're just going to have people who fucking kill everyone. Like, that's easy. That's easy. It's the easy way out of a situation.
Yeah.
You know? Like, as a hero, as a masked vigilante, the easy way out is to shoot him in the fucking head. Like, it seemed completely lazy to me. That, you know,
100%.
He wanted to do shit, and now he's trying to, like, justify it. And, man, I read, like, his plans for everything. I couldn't be happier that all got derailed, because it was going to be fucking garbage. Dick was the dead Robin. They were going to introduce... They were going to introduce, of course I'm blanking on her name because we're talking about it. The Robin from The Dark Knight Returns.
Okay. I don't remember the name either, but I know you're talking about.
I need to be a better Batman fan than this. Yeah,
it really is pathetic that you don't
it
know
is
Batman.
fucking terrible. Um, damn it. Carrie Kelly, from the Dark Knight Returns. That was going to be introduced, which I'm not totally against that, but just his whole idea for everything just sucked, and I hated it. And I'm glad he came out and told everybody, as if it was supposed to make us be like, "Oh man, we're missing out on that." I'm like, "Oh, thank fuck, like you didn't get to continue this shit."
Well, I do love how there was an uproar over release the Zack Snyder version of Justice League. It's like, why?
Why? I didn't like
That
the first
sounds
Zack Snyder version of Justice League.
that sounds horrible.
It
Yeah,
really was a pile of trash.
yeah, I don't
So,
understand that.
but at this point, like, man, I'll say it all the time. I love DC. I'm a DC person at heart. Like, I feel like I've grown to appreciate Marvel and DC with their comics, but Batman's always been my go-to guy, and I want the movies to be good. I really do, but I just feel like they're kind of, I don't know. Maybe they'll get better as they start doing standalone shit rather than a shared universe. Maybe DC heroes aren't meant to have a shared universe. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, we talked about that when we were at that Comic Con and they had released Man of Steel, and we're like, okay, Man of Steel was okay. It was like okay, literally, and then all of a sudden they're just jamming right to Batman versus Superman. Wonder Woman's in it. It's like, whoa, 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 wait, what? You can't just get there. We were all trepidatious. We were excited, but we were all like a little nervous. And like the worst things we thought would happen is what happened.
yeah. Well, I mean, and a perfect example of not rushing it is, I mean, Endgame came out. We haven't talked since Endgame came out,
Oh, that's a good point.
which
Yeah.
I thought was just fucking perfect, like all the way through. And you had 10 years of building that up and making that pay off, give us all the things we want while entertaining us in between. Like even the worst Marvel movie still a good movie to me. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't know, I don't even know what I would call the worst Marvel movie. Like,
I did a breakdown. I'm hoping to have it out by Spider-Man, but I think Dark World. And it's not that it's a bad movie. I just think it's a little boring.
maybe, I would say that too. Not that I hated it, but maybe just as far as like, maybe because Ragnarok was so good. And okay, I could agree with that just for the sake of continuing the conversation. Like, yeah, that's still better than fucking
Oh, 100
Batman,
times.
Superman,
Yeah.
Suicide Squad, Justice League. It's
Yeah.
all better than
Yeah,
that.
and the only
So,
reason I think it's not great is just it's a little boring. It was well made, well put together. There's nothing wrong with it. It certainly continues the whole storyline, but it just was a little boring.
yeah. But I mean, as
Yeah.
far as DC goes, whatever, man. They could cast fucking Gilbert Godfrey as Batman at this point, and I'm just like, all right, man. Like, fucking, why the fuck not? Like, you do you. I guess I'll see it, and hopefully, I don't want to fucking, choke myself to death by the end of it.
Well, that's where I'm a sucker. Matt Reeves did such an amazing job with uh, Planet of the Apes.
Oh,
It's like
hell yeah. God,
I
yeah.
I have faith in him. There is another rumor going out because it came out that Patterson was cast, and then we saw other information that they're actually going to do a test screening with him and Nicholas Holt, who is Beast in X-Men, and
Ah,
I really dig him. I don't know if he could be Batman slash Bruce Wayne, but I dig him as an actor.
he's a very good actor. I enjoy him a lot. Like,
And it's funny as a side note. He recently admitted he was up for the role of Jon Snow, and I guess he
I heard
totally
about that.
totally sucked ass on his audition,
He
which
did.
cracks me up. That here's a super famous professional, and he's like, no, 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 bro, I
Hey man,
sucked.
you can't win them all. You know what I will
No,
say though, and I do think, I mean, it was kind of like when Heath Ledger was cast as the Joker. I was like, the
yeah,
teen heartthrob guy, like he's gonna suck. But Robert Pattinson is a good actor.
yeah, he's done a
I
ton of
just,
stuff.
I don't know. There were so many other actors I envisioned being Bruce Wayne, and maybe it's because he's not a big guy. Like maybe, I was really thinking Army Hammer would make a good
Mm,
Bruce Wayne Batman. Joe Manganiello before he got, death stroked. I thought he would be a good Batman.
yeah,
Um, But I don't know. Fuck it. I guess we'll see what the fuck happens. Roll the dice and prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
Well, the only really hopeful thing I can say about DC is they brought in James Gunn for Suicide Squad 2.
And you know that's going
And
to be entertaining as shit.
I hope so. I'll be honest, the people they picked to be the characters in, it's like, huh, that guy? Okay. We'll see what you do. But
Not,
again,
not
full
only that,
faith.
but the villains he's actually choosing, fucking Polka Dot Man and Rat Catcher. It's like, whatever, man. James Gunn. I mean, you want to show that a guy can take some ragtag characters and turn it into a killer franchise. Look at Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
Like, don't get me wrong. As a comic book fan, when Guardians was announced, I was like, I'm really excited for this. But I was very worried people were going to be like, I don't know what the fuck this is. And now there's people that are like Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, you don't realize if you don't read comics, Guardians was not like a flagship fucking Marvel title
No.
before that movie came out, and now it is.
Yeah, everybody
Now
knows.
these characters are brand name characters.
Yeah, I say the same thing about Iron Man. Before the movie Iron Man came out, you didn't see little kids dressing as Iron Man in line for comic book day. Now you
People
go
were
out.
like aware of Iron Man, but it
Yep.
wasn't like Spider-Man or fucking the X-Men.
Yep. Now everybody, and it's cool.
Yeah. But speaking of, while we're talking about that, how great was fucking Endgame?
Dude, it was okay. See, so many things to say. There was a young lady in my office who is not really into it, and I don't know why you get this idea, but she wanted to take her kids to go see Endgame. I'm not even sure if she saw Infinity War. I just don't know. So she was getting upset that people were like clapping and hollering and excited in the movie, and I'm like, what's wrong with you? When I saw it, and Captain America gets Mjolnir, and then I think a short while after that, Avengers assemble.
That was two of the greatest fucking moments.
It's like, I'm not being quiet. This is fucking awesome. I couldn't. It was amazing.
I had the advantage of seeing that movie with Chase in a press screening where it was just press. So it was a generally quiet theater. Not a lot of people were reacting. And I enjoyed that because I really got to hear everything. I got to hear all the jokes. I got to hear all the lines. And I was the only person in that theater that audibly made a noise when Mjolnir started lifting off the ground. Because I was like, it's fucking Cap. It's Cap. It's Cap. It's Cap. It's Cap. It hits him, and then it goes right, and I lost my shit. I audibly made, and I felt stupid because I'm like, shut up, Brandon. Like, and then when he did Avengers Assemble, like I got emotional. Like I don't even care to be embarrassed by that. It's something you've always wanted to see, and it was perfect. That was a splash page in an event book.
Exactly, and they captured it perfectly. When all those portals are opening up, and there's Doctor Strange, there's Spider-Man, there's everybody we lost, and they're all there, and they're all going to fight. And you're like, fuck yeah, this is a cover. Awesome.
I'm getting goosebumps right now talking about it.
Yeah.
It was so well done, and it was cool. So I got to see it once as press, and like I said, quiet theater, got to hear everything, and then because I wasn't sure if we were getting the press screening, I bought tickets for that Thursday because I was going out of town Friday with my girlfriend and my family. And I was like, I can't go out of town the week this comes out and not see it. Like it would be ruined for me. So I got to see it. And again, I was like, babe, you got to see this. Let's just go. So I got to see it with her in a theater of just the most hyped people you've ever fucking seen. And it was so cool listening to people react to that. Like, there was a kid next to that, like when Cap picks up the hammer, just lost his mind, man. Just went fucking nuts for it.
That's so cool.
It was great, man. It was fucking good A+ movie all around.
It was. And it's funny. I've gone back and watched Infinity War a couple times now since then, and things just not that they didn't make sense before, but there's just little nuggets in where Doctor Strange and Tony are going back and forth. Well, I'm not going to bail you out, or I'm not going to hand this over, whatever. And then he does, and it's like, well, there's obviously a reason. We know that now, obviously. But then the one that got me the most was, shit, what was the exact line? Where he was negotiating with Thanos and like, if I give this to you, you cannot kill Tony Stark.
Yeah.
And Thanos, he's a man of his word, whatever. Okay, and it's like that's
It was
why
like,
he
he's like,
could.
why the fuck does it matter? Whatever.
Yeah, and he's
And
like,
yeah,
because somebody saw it and knew that of the 14 million possibilities, Tony had to be alive in that one.
it was great. It was so great. Like, just the way everything finished up. And I remember seeing Infinity War thinking like, holy shit, man, this is it. And then
Yeah,
Endgame comes out and I'm like, how did they do? The only thing that kind of scares me is that moment when everybody's on screen together and Cap says Avengers Assemble was so like magical to me, is
yeah.
that I'm now worried about the next group movie they do in 10 years. Is it going to feel the same? Is it going to feel repetitive? Like, you're going to have new heroes, but like, because we've already seen that, what is it going to do to that?
That's a good
So
point.
I don't know. Like, I'm probably getting ahead of myself with that because I'm sure Marvel has plans, and in the other sense, this train can only run for so long. I hope it goes for as long as it can, and I hope we keep getting good comic book movies, but guess we'll just see what the next couple years hold for everything.
Well, and that's what I think is amazing with that story, and the Spider-Man trailer, which timed. How can I say this? If you're a fanboy, it was timed perfect. If you do not go see the movie within the first 2 weeks, then sorry about your luck. But this new Spider-Man movie, you're like, what the hell is going on?
Oh
You
yeah.
have Mysterio, clearly a different world. I mean, a different.
Maybe though. I don't know if that's all misdirection because he's Mysterio.
No, well, no, I think I'm not saying he's a good guy. I definitely think he's using stuff to his advantage. But Nick Fury is the one who's alluding to basically different dimensions, different things going on. And you're right, it could be Mysterio playing with that,
being just a
uh,
total a-hole.
which I love his character in the comic books. And I've always wondered. Obviously, you need CG, but how would they ever do it in TV or movie?
And here we
Because
are.
yeah, there's so much subterfuge. But I just really like how they did Endgame in that the quantum realm dealing with going back and forth in time. And to be honest, I had no idea how they were going to accomplish it. And when the movie opens and Thor takes off Thanos' head, and you're like, oh, that's not what I thought was going to happen. You
Yeah,
kind of needed him.
he's kind of important to this.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Fat Thor for a second and how
Oh
he's
my
like
God.
the greatest fucking thing to ever exist?
Yes.
Fuck, he was
For
awesome. Oh
real.
man, it was great. Like, I love him, and him with both hammers was dope. Like,
And the introduction to him with uh, Fortnite, fucking hilarious, where he's getting
he's like,
upset.
"Hey, Thor, that kid's online called me a dickhead." Like, that was
Yeah.
the best fucking line.
Oh, and Meek's still there. It's like, this is awesome. Just okay, let's have a movie with you guys. That's all I need.
100%, I'm okay with that. That's why it's like I hope he somehow ends up in Guardians because I think it's perfect now. Like, Thor is a lot better with those settings than like
Yes.
ye holy Asgard shit.
Yeah.
At least in the movies,
Like
like you
Dark
said,
World.
Dark World,
Yeah.
maybe not the strongest, but I don't know, man. I loved everything about Endgame. I loved the way it ended. I loved the future it set up, like Falcon, Cap. Um, it just everything they leave the door open for. I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah. Completely agree.
With that, we can start talking about Disney Plus. It's a little old news for us, but what's new because we haven't talked about it yet. Just everything that's going to be available on the streaming service. Captain Marvel will be on there. It'll be the first one that doesn't go to Netflix. I believe
Yeah.
Endgame will be on there as well, and they're adding basically everything coming out now: Frozen 2, Toy Story 4, Rise of the Skywalker, and The Lion King. Now I have a problem with it being a live action remake because I'm pretty sure it's all digitally edited. Like they're not real animals, right?
Yeah, they've joked about that.
That's
I
yeah,
can't remember if it's Graham Norton or something. I saw an interview, and they're like, "Well, it's
it's not
live
really
action, but it's still CG."
CGI.
Yeah.
Um, but anyways, that's
And
all
just to
going
clarify,
straight
not all those
to
are going to be open, not going to be available opening like when it
no, but they're going to
launches.
be exclusive to that first.
Yes, but I do know Captain Marvel, I think, is day one,
I think
and
it
I
is too.
know all the old Disney movies, like the classics, are day one, and then I believe from the TV shows, The Mandalorian is day one.
Mandalorian, I heard is day one. I know they were doing what's his name, Diego Luna
Uh-huh.
from what
Oh,
was
I
his
can't
character's
remember.
name in Rogue One? It's like Cassian or something.
Cassian, yeah, there you go.
He's having a series, which I think is great because he was a great character, and I'd like to see more of his stuff.
And nothing against him, but more importantly, K2SO.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Actually, most importantly, the fucking Simpsons are going to be on that. That alone, I'm like, yeah, that's the whole reason I steal my dad's cable info for FXX. Like,
That's
I want
awesome.
to watch my Simpsons. Now I'll have Disney Plus, and they're going to be right on there.
Well, and that's the weird thing is Disney negotiated with well, when they bought out Fox, they got more of an interest in Hulu, and then they recently negotiated with NBC that I think it was by 2022 they will fully own Hulu.
Okay, I wasn't sure of the details on that. So Disney will 100% own Hulu.
Yeah, so it's like, what are they going to do?
Like, are they going to like sub rent NBC shows, or how's that going to
Well,
work?
that's part of the licensing thing they were discussing.
Okay.
And if I remember correctly reading it, there was sort of options on what NBC could do and licensing and all that stuff. But it almost makes me wonder, will Hulu become more of an adult oriented Disney, meaning like more of the Marvel
Like
stuff?
you'll have
Maybe,
Deadpool on
yes.
Hulu and fucking Clone Wars on Disney Plus.
Yeah. Or, and at this point, it's going to be Logan because that's now a Disney movie, not new ones. I'm talking about the ones that exist.
Oh yeah, they're gonna own all that. So
And
well, they do own all that now. So
they already own a bunch of horror films from when oh, what the hell was the studio name? Like Scream and all that. Dimension Films.
yeah,
So that might be the outlet. I know I'm speculating. They haven't said anything, but it's like, okay, you guys own a lot of content, and now you have at least two streaming services, and that doesn't count little things like FXX, like you just said, um, and whatever else they would have. So it's like crazy what they own.
it makes me feel. I don't know. I don't know how to feel because it's like all you're gonna do now is have NBC create their own streaming service.
Yeah.
And no offense, but like I love The Office, I love Parks and Rec, but I'm not going to pay another subscription service to watch two shows I've seen a million times that I love. But that's I'm not going to get an NBC streaming service for that. I think this streaming stuff is getting out of hand.
Most definitely. It
But it's like,
really is.
how do you come to a solution on it?
I don't know because like CBS started their own thing, which cracks me up, and they are the ones that have like exclusive content on it with Star Trek and what's the other? There's another big one they just announced.
Oh, Twilight Zone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's like, what? You
It bums
want
me out. I
me?
want to watch that.
Me too. And it's like, you want me to pay for that? Get the hell out of here.
It's like I might as well just wait for the seasons to come on, you know, Blu-ray and
Yeah, because it's $20 or $6 a month or something. I know
yeah.
that doesn't sound like a lot, but it's like I'm not doing it for that. Whereas Disney Plus is like $7 a month for like everything I ever wanted. So it's a weird situation, and you're right. Like, okay, what's next? Because I don't believe NBC or Fox have announced plans with that stuff. Well, I guess I shouldn't say Fox because Disney now owns that, but
Yeah.
I don't get it. And then on the flip side, like you and I love sports. Okay, so ESPN's going to have their own thing, but they don't have all the sports. Like baseball, I believe, is still mainly a Fox thing.
Well, not only that, but it's like I can do MLB TV and NHL TV, and like
Yeah,
football is one of those things I'll just go to a bar and watch 6 games at once a week. Whereas baseball's 100 and 80, was it 82 games? Like that's yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard because now it's like even the subscription services I have, cool, Netflix, Hulu, DC Universe, Disney
Amazon.
Plus, Amazon. Like holy shit, now I'm paying just as much. I might as well just go back to fucking cable. But then all this shit's not on cable, so it's like fuck.
And for us, and if you're in Las Vegas, you understand this shittiness. Cox Cable sucks hardcore, so it's super expensive to get internet only. So
Yeah.
you're paying a ton just for internet.
Oh, that's the word. I have a phone number I don't use because it's $10 less a month to have a phone in my house. I've had a home phone for 9 years that I've never once plugged a phone into the wall. I just have it because it's like, well, it saves me $10 to $15 on my cable bill every month.
Exactly.
Makes no fucking sense. Like,
Nope. I have basic cable. I never watch it, but I have it because it's cheaper to have cable and internet than just internet.
yeah. Well, these are all first world problems we're complaining about right now.
Yes.
Speaking of shit that's only on streaming services today, and this one's relevant. We're not late on this one because it just happened. Today we got the trailer for the Dark Crystal series coming to Netflix.
Oh my goodness, so good. So good. I I remember being enamored with the original, and I don't even remember how old I was when I saw it. I don't remember any of that. That's how long ago it was. But Jim Henson just created this fascinating world, and it's dark.
I
And
need to rewatch it because I don't think I've watched that show sober or that movie sober.
that's interesting.
And it's always been a fucking weird time for me. So I should probably go back and watch that of sound mind so I can get an idea for everything. Like,
That might help.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting that they chose that of all shows to give a series to, or that of all
Yeah,
movies to give a series to.
and it's interesting going back to the Disney thing. I think Disney still owns the Muppets, but the fact that
As far as I do,
it's Netflix is releasing another Disney thing, even though they're not going to have Disney.
now you brought up the Muppets. Can we get like the original Muppets on fucking Disney Plus? Oh,
Yeah,
that would be amazing. Powers that be, anybody out there, just the Muppet movies and the Muppets on Disney Plus. You have the rights, just throw it up there.
yeah. Do the Muppet Show would be great too. The original.
That would be so great. I would love to have the Muppet Show on. I heard they're working on a Muppet series, but I would much rather like. Cool. More Muppets are good.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna yell at you for having more Muppets, but I would like the original Muppet Show on Disney Plus.
that would be sweet. But yeah, I think the one thing I don't understand with the Dark Crystal is when it's happening. I thought it was well before the first movie, like the events of it. But just everything that's going on, it's like, okay, I'm not sure.
I thought. I mean, it is a prequel, but I wasn't sure how far in the past it is.
Yeah,
But either way, I'm sure it'll be fucking great. Like, and I heard they're not really doing a lot of CG with everything. Like,
and it looks so good with the non CG,
yeah,
the puppets.
absolutely. The movies and shows that have been doing practical stuff. Like, I've noticed, I've noticed that I notice them more, um, than all the CG stuff.
Yeah,
Like you can really tell, and it almost makes me enjoy it a little bit more because you realize the extra effort that went into making it.
I agree with that. That's cool.
Oh, do you hear that?
What?
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. There's a new Terminator movie coming out, Jim. How you feel about that?
I'm stoked. I'm one of the few weirdos that likes pretty much all the Terminator movies for whatever reason, they all have value to me. So a new one, let's do it.
I'm in that same boat with you, man. I'll hop on that wagon with you. I haven't been. I don't know. They're fun, and it's like it's time travel, so none of this shit makes sense anyway. So why the fuck not go with it? Like the Christian Bale one, I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen it, but when I saw it in theater, I didn't think it sucked.
I liked it because we
Um,
actually got to see the war. We hadn't seen that yet.
yeah, it's a new perspective on it, and the last one with Mother of Dragons, like
Genesis, yeah.
yeah, I mean it was a little out there, but whatever, man. Like time travel robot shit. Let's fucking let's have it.
Exactly. And this one brings back Linda Hamilton, which is
Yes,
awesome.
which is
Sarah
so
Connor.
awesome.
Yeah, I think that's exciting. It's funny people are all getting all butthurt because John Connor wasn't in the trailer. I'm like, well, who cares? Maybe he's not in this version. I actually looked it up on IMDb, and he is. His name's listed, not the same actor, just the character's listed. But it's like, why are you complaining?
Because I don't know, man. The internet's wild. There's a lot of people out there who really talk highly of some bad comic book movies, and I don't know. And here I am, man. I'm old now. I'm an old man. We've been doing this for a long time. You've seen me gone from the bright, or you've seen me go from the bright-eyed, young man with hope in my heart to the cynical old guy who doesn't understand young kids. There's a lot of kids who really like want to see Zack Snyder's movie, who don't think Green Lantern was a bad movie, who I'm
Yeah.
just like, what are you talking about? So like maybe like I don't know. I don't know who would be mad about this Terminator, either like the hardcore old fans or I mean, you got to figure the majority of like the younger audience, if you didn't grow up with Terminator, you don't give a shit who Linda Hamilton is.
Yeah.
So they're probably just like, why is this old woman fighting with Arnold Schwarzenegger? And it's like, listen, that old woman.
Saved our lives
Yeah, exactly. Like
twice.
twice, actually. Did you like T3?
I enjoyed it. Again, I thought it was Claire Danes. Is that who's in it?
Yeah.
I
That's the
thought,
one where John Connor's like strung out
yeah,
and she's like the vet or whatever.
yeah. I enjoyed that. I thought it was a unique version of
Rise of the Machines. That was
yeah,
that one.
what was going to happen. And it shows us things that they've talked about, how the war starts. We had not seen that.
I
So I
watched
thought
it.
that was cool. Yeah, I just basically dig all of them. So I don't know why people are hating. But again, we've talked about this. Nerddom has gotten really toxic. I'm floored. Like we haven't talked about this. Game of Thrones ended, and
Did you and now are you a full watcher of the show? Did you watch everything?
yep.
Okay. What did you think of the ending?
I also read all the books, so huge fan. I can thank Cubby for that one.
Yeah, me too. Actually, all Game of Thrones getting into, I'll thank Cubby for.
I am glad that Cubby did not name that dog Daenerys. I'm glad he went with Lady.
I laughed my ass off thinking about all the parents that name their kids
Yes.
Daenerys. That made me fucking warm inside. Like I was so happy about it.
Yes, exactly. It cracked me up. But to be honest, it's like, okay, no, it wasn't my favorite. I think there were things that they missed out on that they could have done better. I definitely thought it was rushed the whole season.
I felt
Um,
like I was watching a Cliff Notes season.
yeah, that's a great way to put it. But honestly, the biggest travesty I think of everything was the way they did Varys. It's like
He was
you,
pissed too. Did you see the
yeah,
documentary?
I did. I
He was
watched it last
pissed
night,
too. He
and
was
it's like,
not happy with that shit.
no, and he has every right to not be happy because he's a major character there from season one, from the very beginning. And I honestly thought whatever he was writing, whatever he was talking about with that kitchen girl, that was going to come back and be like retribution.
Well,
That was going to help
he
the
was
cause.
trying to poison her. He was trying to poison Daenerys.
And the fact that nothing came of that, even if they had said, oh, we caught Varys trying to poison her. Okay, cool. but that's not what he was writing on the papers. I thought there was a bigger thing going on, and it was nothing. He was literally just dead. And the fact that you try and say Tyrion was upset because he lost his friend, it's like, no, you're really sad because you lost your brother and sister. You're not as upset because of Varys.
He
So
was.
it's like,
I think he was bummed, but it wasn't like a fucking blow to him. It was.
that wasn't the betrayal he felt from Daenerys. He felt that betrayal because of his brother and sister.
Yeah, exactly. And I my thing is I didn't hate how the show ended.
No, I agree with that.
Everyone. What's funny to me is that the entire show. First off, if you're a Game of Thrones fan, you should know by now that you're not going to get your happy ending with almost
No.
anything. Ned Stark, the Red Wedding, fucking the Viper, like shit does not work out.
No.
To a Disney fucking. That's what I kept saying. I was like, if you want your fucking happy ending where everybody gets what they want, go watch a fucking Disney movie.
Yep.
You know, everyone's like, John needs to be king. John can't say it any more fucking clearly. He doesn't want it. He doesn't care about it. He has no interest in it. So you being pissed he's not king is you fan casting and putting your emotions to the show.
Yep.
Plain and simple. Daenerys, like I said, it feels like a Cliff Note season. I wish they would have fleshed that out a little bit more because I had no problem with her being the bad guy, but it did feel rushed. If you would have given her a full season of watching her slowly lose her mind into the greed and the like, you know, even her with John. John's like, hey, no interest. And she's like, well, you better fucking don't do this. And it's like, yo, he just said he's not into it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And they really, I wish they would have I wish they either would have given more episodes this season or they would have started a season ago watching. And I mean, they kind of did with the Tarleys and everything else, but I wish they would have spent more time showing the cracks in her start to form rather than just pushing that out.
And that I do agree with you that that's something that they didn't fully explain well until literally John is talking to Tyrion while Tyrion's locked up, and Tyrion's giving that whole speech about she killed these people and we cheered. She killed these people and cheered because they were bad.
That was such a good fucking scene.
It was.
But they should have had that talked about more because it isn't until that conversation that you understand everything.
Yeah, and it was Varys giving warnings, but it's like, yeah, but you're just worried she's going to turn into the Mad King. You don't really have proof of that yet or any reasoning yet. So it was, but no, I'm with you. That's why I brought it up. I'm so tired of these fanboys, like what, 10,000, probably 100,000, I don't know, 1 million, sign that petition to try and redo this last season.
Which is fucking stupid. And I don't mean, I know we do from time to time. I don't mean to get fucking political about anything, but like there's bigger shit going on right now than you to waste your fucking time putting your name on a petition for a TV show. It's a fucking TV show. Like,
maybe go vote.
Yeah, go vote and fuck if you live in one of these hillbilly states with this abortion shit, go fucking put your name on that. Who gives a fuck about a television show in the long run? Like, that shit pissed me off as everyone's like, oh my God, I want it redone. First off, it's not going to fucking happen and they don't give a shit. Their money's been made. Yep. They literally don't care what you think.
Nope.
Secondly, there's a lot more proactive shit you can be doing than being bedridden upset over a fucking TV show.
Exactly.
Sorry, got a little heated on that one.
But no, I'm with you because
that shit pissed me off.
The newest one is they are petitioning to get the creative team off of Star Wars. And I'm like,
blow it out your ass.
Do you realize what these two guys had to do? They took something that was a book and they translated it to TV. And then they ran out of book. So they had kind of notes. So they created a story that was not theirs, that they didn't really know the ending because it wasn't theirs. And they made a story and they told, I think, some good stories after they ran out of book. And then they are going from an ending that Martin is telling them, but they didn't really know. And
didn't get the details on. He just said, this is how it ends. You figure it out.
So they make it up. Not to mention that everything is more expensive now because it's one of the most popular shows in history. So their budget is huge, and they've done some pretty amazing things up until now that they got to kind of do more to go over the top.
I'm like, this TV
So
show owes you fucking nothing. Just shut up. It ended. If you're not happy with it, guess what? You never have to fucking watch it again. Like,
exactly.
kiss my ass. And it's like, you don't want them on Star Wars. Shut up. Like I
Yeah.
said, if you don't want to see a movie, don't go fucking see it.
And I'm actually the other way around. I'm like, no, give them the movie.
I'm 100% down with them doing Star Wars.
Everything they did and we're able to wrangle and put together. Yeah, let's do this.
I'm 100% with you. I like, and it's like you had 7 other fucking seasons you loved.
Yeah.
And because of 6 episodes, you're going to be like, they don't deserve jobs. Fuck you.
Exactly. It's
Get
like,
the fuck over it.
what's your job? Are you a cashier at McDonald's or something? Calm down.
I understand it being rushed. I agree with that 100%. But guess what? You can't fucking put a gun to their head and say redo it. It's done. It's over with.
Yeah.
They rushed the last season. It's unfortunate. But if you still look at it, like I said, from a Cliff Note standpoint, that's exactly what it was. You were reading the abridged version of the final arc of that show.
And it still tells a phenomenal story.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody being pissed about the ending, the characters got what the characters wanted.
Yep.
You know, Sansa's pain in the ass in the north. Arya's, living her life, doing her thing. And Jon, if the White Walkers didn't exist, Jon would have stayed north of the Wall. He never would have come back. So I don't know who the fuck you're mad about. But seriously, if you're one of these people that are like, I need to spend my time signing petitions for a thing that's not going to happen, put your energy towards something productive. It's fucking annoying.
And it's so annoying. And there's so much hate.
Exactly.
It's so stupid. And going back to not being political, I think our fucking dumbass in charge is the one who's really sowing hate on every level. So now everybody thinks they can say whatever they want. It's like, have some fucking tact. You don't need to.
Like I said, there's real, like, you know what the Game of Thrones ending did to your life? Fucking nothing. It affected you in no way. It didn't change your job. It didn't change your fucking rights. It didn't change any of this shit. There's stuff going on right now that is, and that's what people should be putting their fucking energy towards.
Yep.
So irritating. I'm happy with the ending. It is what it is. Like I said, definitely rushed. I'll agree with you 10 times out of 10 on that. But
well, that's the other funny part. You said it, is if you had never watched any of the Game of Thrones, you watched this season, and you weren't happy with sort of the story outcomes, that's what Martin does, man. The right people don't die by the hands of the right people. They just kind of die, and you're like, what the fuck is that shit? Like,
the Red Wedding was a fucking slaughter.
Exactly. Like, I was dying to see Huron die by either Theon or his sister. That's what should have happened in a sort of normal, boring, composed English story.
Yeah.
That's what would have happened.
100%.
That obviously did not happen. But that's what had happened the whole damn show.
If the Red Wedding didn't happen and you put that in the 8th season, people would have lost their minds.
Oh, God. That's hilarious.
They would have fucking lost their minds. But because it happened early on, everyone's like, oh, that was a crazy part of the story. It's all part of the fucking story. Like, just shut up and enjoy it.
I think you're right. I think there were just such amazing moments, like the Tyrells with, what's her name? Highgarden lady, the old lady. When she says, just tell Cersei it was me. And you're like,
oh, fucking ball of shit on the planet.
But that didn't really exist this season because there was no place for it.
Well, hell, even what happens with the Tyrells, Marjorie and her brother and everybody in the Citadel that gets blown up, like, holy fuck. That's dead storyline out of nowhere. Like,
yeah.
Tommen jumping to his death. There's a lot of things, if you want to be shitty and nitpick, you have to nitpick everything. But, like, it's all part of the story. It all led up to what happened.
That did make me laugh. Well, I guess make me laugh's the wrong word, but the number of houses that are absolutely 100% gone.
Oh, fucking, dude, like, I thought about that too.
That sucks.
Yeah, there are families that were wiped off the face of the planet. Like,
yeah, like I know they thought they were dead anyway, but Targaryen is literally gone unless somebody else is hiding. You can't count Jon Snow
No.
because he's not 100%. He's
But Jon Snow,
tainted.
honestly, he doesn't give a shit. He's like, I'm gonna hang in the north with these people that, when you see him after the battle for Winterfell with the Night King, like the wildlings are like, Jon is our dude. Like,
Yeah.
we will follow him anywhere he says because he's a badass. So he gets to go live out his life north of the wall as a free person with
And that's
people
where
who
he found the
respect
love
him.
of his life, Ygritte.
Exactly.
Yeah. Who was the other one that I thought? Oh, I can't. Oh, what were they? I just said them. Highgarden. They were already
They're
wiped out.
done. They're done.
Gone.
What was the Viper's family?
No,
They're
there
all.
was a dude there.
Oh,
I
there
was
was one. There
floored.
was one. There was
At
one.
the
You're right.
end, I was
Mhm.
like, "Who's that guy?" I'm like, "Oh my god, the Dorns! We haven't seen
Yeah.
anything from
Yep.
them in forever."
They were just
And
like, hey, we're still here.
and same with the dude from the moon window thing,
Oh, the fucking titty
the
juice.
veil. Yeah,
Fucking nipple milk makes you grow up. Apparently.
exactly. Again, there's so many internet things where they're like, "Man, he turned out and he's gorgeous." I'm like, "He's goofy looking. What are you talking about?"
Yeah, I thought he was goofy looking, but whatever.
Yeah, but no, just watching all the houses that are gone. I was like,
Yeah, I thought that was.
"Man."
It wasn't until towards the end of the last episode that I was like, oh shit, there are families that are no more. They're done.
Yeah. Oh, another one that I had a problem with until the end was
Were
I
the
think for
Tullys done too?
the what?
Were the Tullys dead totally or no?
Which one of the Tullys?
Catelyn Stark's
No,
family.
that was the moron at the end that wanted to step up and he wanted to be the
Oh yeah, and they were like, sit
king.
the fuck down.
Yeah, he's like, you can't even shoot an arrow to your dad to set him on fire. That was Blackfish,
Yeah,
loser.
he's like, shut up, you're drunk, sit down.
Yeah. Um, the Reeds, is that the one, the swamp people? The two that went with Bran up
Yeah,
north?
yeah.
That was their dad that was sitting there too, one of the older guys.
Okay.
Who he was with Ned when he went to go get his sister. And he was the only other one that knew the secret.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. It's been a long time.
You're right.
But it was cool seeing the other one was the Mormonts. That was the one I was like, no.
Oh yeah, the Mormonts are done.
Mormonts are wiped out.
You know what though? She went out like the biggest badass.
Oh yeah, that was
fucking
baller.
amazing. I was like, hell yeah. Like if she was gonna go, and I love too, like even the episode before, they're like, you need to go downstairs, and she's like, you need to shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
And let me handle my goddamn business. Like
I'll smack a bitch.
100%. He was like, she's like, who the fuck are you talking to? Like, I'll kill you. I'll behead you right now. One less asshole on the field.
Exactly. Yeah, you won't be a White Walker because I'm killing you now.
Yeah, she was great.
But yeah, they're wiped out, and I was like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Well, I want to end this on a high note because it got a little weird there with that. Jim, I'm not trying to age you here.
I'm old.
But do you remember New Coke? I'm not talking about the drug. I'm talking about the new Coca-Cola.
Brandon, I remember the ads. I remember the marketing campaign. I remember seeing it in the stores.
Were you ever a Coke drinker? Are you a Coke drinker?
I'll be honest. I don't ever remember being like, well, I don't want New Coke because I like the taste of Coke. I was too young to really differentiate. My parents, we didn't always have Coke, but we were back in the day when, okay, we have our soccer game. After the game, we all get pop, and it's like cool. It's like that's not a good idea.
Well, guess what, Jim?
I remember New Coke. Don't.
Guess what, Jim?
Don't.
You can try New Coke this summer. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Coca-Cola, because they're doing a cross promotion with Stranger Things, is making New Coke available to purchase on their website.
Which is hilarious because the backlash with New Coke when it came out,
it wasn't a success, right? Like it bombed.
No, what they did was they took out Coke. Like Coke did not exist. They only had New Coke, and people hated it.
Right? It wasn't something people enjoyed, right? That's what I
correct.
They to understand.
hated it. I don't know how long that campaign lasted and how long New Coke lasted, but it was not long, and Coke came back. The original formula came back. And then they had a campaign that they were touting Coke's back.
And that's why it still says original Coca-Cola on the can to this fucking
Yes,
day, right?
exactly.
Well, it's like, nacho fries leave Taco Bell and everyone loses their shit till nacho fries come back. Literally no one is asking for new Coke,
No.
and Coca-Cola is like, do you want to try this shit that bombed in the 80s? Well, guess what? Now you can try our God's mistake of soda, and you can order it. And guess what, Jim? I went ahead and ordered a couple bottles
Oh
because I
my
want to know
God,
how
dude.
bad it tastes.
I really think Coke overestimated the nostalgia of the 80s. I
Did
can't
you forget how nobody liked it?
I can't fathom why this exists. I really can't. And
That
it's
literally would be like, oh man, hey Burger King, that burger
yeah,
you made, like in the '90s, tasted like dog shit, and they were like, loud and clear, it's back for a limited time.
we hear you. We
We
brought it
hear,
back.
we hear you, and we want you to know you can get it again.
I'm honestly trying to think of another product like Clear Pepsi. I remember that came back for a little bit.
Yeah,
Maybe kind of on par, but that was just a goofy thing to begin with. I can't think of another thing that failed so bad
as new
that they're
Coke.
like, let's bring it back.
They're
Let's
like,
do
hey,
this. We got this.
no one liked this. Let's
Hold my
fucking
beer. We're gonna do this.
hold my original Coke.
Oh,
I'm gonna get some new Coke.
because I remember those ads with them touting this new formula, and I'm sure it was something got expensive, so they changed out an ingredient or something. I don't know, but I just remember all those ads and everything. New Coke, and it was so positive. And then once it hit the market, it was like, this is some bullshit.
I mean,
Nobody likes it.
there's like cereals that like I had as a kid and this and that I things are making comebacks because my generation's getting older and nostalgic, so they're bringing shit back. But like any article I've ever read, anything I've ever seen, I always see new Coke is this mistake, and it just intrigued me that I'm on Instagram and it's like, hey, new Coke's coming back, and I'm like, the fuck is this?
They literally teach it in marketing campaigns what not to do.
Shut the fuck up.
No, like I've had marketing classes, and they're like, okay, here's an example, new Coke, and you're like, oh my god, yeah.
Like,
So here it's back, and you're like, what the fuck?
it's amazing. I will. You know what? I might try one
I can't believe you ordered it.
when we do a podcast. I might try one just so I could be like, here we go. Let's see what this is. It
Try
was
it
like
on the
$20
air.
for 4 bottles. It's like a Stranger Thing
Oh
bottle
my
or
god,
whatever.
they're getting their money back from when they first released it.
It's just been sitting in the warehouse. It's like, oh, we still have this shit in here. I'm surprised, like, a mistake that bad, like the people weren't like shot in a field and like
Yeah,
the recipe destroyed.
there you go. That's it. Atari ET. That is the equivalent.
Okay.
I think that might be it.
Where
And
they
that
literally buried it in a fucking field? Where they literally took that video game and said, we can't let anyone find this ever, and buried it
exactly.
in the
I
desert?
I would say that's the closest thing to new Coke that ever came out. That just yeah, I don't know how Coke survived that. Obviously, they had an original formula they could go back to.
Hey, bite your tongue, Jim. Maybe next week they'll say they're releasing the ET Atari game on fucking PlayStation and Xbox to
You know
coincide
people are
with
going to buy it. You
100%.
know.
I'd fuck it. I'd probably buy it. Waste my fucking money with some shit ass game.
I can't imagine where all your money's going, bro.
What happened to all your money? I spent it all on new Coke.
I'm investing for the future.
I said maybe everyone was wrong.
Fuck cryptocurrency. I got new Coke.
I invested in this new Coke flavor that bombed the first time, but second time's the charm.
They really didn't give it enough time.
Watch these stupid kids that think like Justice League was good be like, new Coke's dope.
Well, the irony is that now with the internet, I could see it being a thing and being like, "Oh, look, I have it, the Coke Challenge or something
Yeah,
stupid."
it's actually better.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, I don't know if you'd heard about this, but I wanted to bring it to your attention.
I did see the Stranger Things tie-in, and it's sad when that's like, I mean, it's happening more and more because I'm just getting older, and I've got a son that fucking loves the 80s, and it's like, dude, you're in some ways good, in some ways bad. I'm reliving the past, and it's fucking scary.
I know there's shit that I probably think is cool that my parents are both like, nobody thought this was cool. How do kids know about it? And now you get to see your son doing it, and you're like, no, people. You know what's cool right now? You might know this because you have it. Oh, how? Wait, what grade? Like middle school?
James?
Yeah.
Yeah, middle school.
Okay. Apparently, one of my coworkers talking that like Crocs are now cool.
Well, as you well know, I wore them to Comic-Con, so I never thought they were not cool. Nice to know the world is keeping up with me.
There are my girlfriend has two friends that wear Crocs and they swear by them, and I was like, hey, I have a coworker whose son is in middle school and says that Crocs are the fucking thing now, and they both were like, they've never not been the thing, Brandon. So you can add Jim to that list of people that said
Baller.
Crocs never went out of style.
Now, on the flip side, I wear them to the pool, I wear them to mow the lawn, and I have a pair of Cleveland Indians Crocs that I wear around to fuck with people.
That's
So that's pretty much what I do with them.
Oh shit, that's great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I cooked. I wore them when I worked in the kitchen. They were comfortable as shit. But my last day in the kitchen, I threw everything out, and the Crocs were in the trash can as well.
That's funny. Yeah, the one that I remember going away from Crocs was I think it was the last time we went to Comic-Con, and we were all driving, and of course I'm old and I had sports radio on, and you guys wanted music. It's like, all right, cool, let the kids have the music. And at one point, who was it? Michael McDonald came on.
Yeah.
Is that who it was? Maybe it's Huey Lewis. I can't remember which. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And I think it was you. Maybe it was Cubby. Like, yeah, man, this is cool. And I'm like, dude,
I don't know how you don't like Michael McDonald or.
Oh no! I haven't gotten to it yet. Where I'm in the front seat of my mom's station wagon, going grocery shopping or whatever, like 5 or 6, and that's on the radio. And my mom thinks it's cool. And now one of my best friends, who's fast forward 30 years, thinks it's cool. And I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing? This is some weird ass shit.
There are some bands and artists that I like that I have been like. I know Jay has never enjoyed my love for Huey Lewis, but
and it's not that it's bad music. It was more of the acid flashback you put me through that was like, whoa, mom, can we turn the channel? Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
Exactly. But I do like Huey Lewis, so something's wrong with Jay.
Yeah. We love you, Jay. But Huey Lewis is the shit.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's going to do it. Anything else you wanted to talk about? Add, concern, emotional outburst, anything?
I'm stoked for Rise of Skywalker.
I am too. Everything.
But yeah, that's a whole nother episode.
We can talk about that next week.
Cool beans.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. If you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure to subscribe. Check us out on YouTube. We are going to Comic-Con this year. So be aware that we're going to be trying to amp up everything. We're going to be on social media a little bit more than we have been. But we will be at Comic-Con. We plan on doing some live stuff.
And tell us what you want to see, because I know it's hard to get there. It's hard to get in the door, hard to get a ticket. We'll be there, so tell us what you want to see, and we can see what we can do.
Yeah, exactly. Like we want to make this as, inclusive as we can for everybody, whether you're there, whether you can't make it, you've never been. I was thinking we could do some live tours of the floor one of the days. Just whatever you guys want to see, let us know. But we are going to be trying to ramp up some stuff before then. So just keep your eyes peeled and let us know what you want. But yeah, thanks for listening. And until next time, you have a nerdy week.